Hi, I'm Miia, and I'm a teacher of English at Ottawa Online Upper Secondary School. My students don't have any classroom teaching, so it's poor distance studying. And in my work, I have faced the challenge of how to give my students enough chances and possibilities to practice their speaking skills, not only reading or writing, as real happens. And I would now like to share my experiences in two different tools that I've used to solve this problem. And these tools are called MailVu and Tokbox.
They offer me a great way of practicing communication skills with the students. Very often the students mainly just read or write when they study at our online upper secondary school. So they need to find ways to communicate and practice their speaking skills as well. And there are quite many students who find it much easier to speak than just write or read. Then you can practice different types of oral skills with the help of these tools. You can give speeches, you can give presentations, you can write your learning log, but this time you don't write it, but you speak it. You explain to the teacher what you have done, you reflect on your studies. Then I can use it as a means of giving feedback on the students. It's much more natural to give feedback on pronunciation or on rhythm of speech in speaking than in writing. Students sometimes they are a bit afraid of starting to use tools like these. Teachers are also sometimes. I've noticed it wasn't easy for me to start using these. At the beginning I recorded the same messages again and again to make sure that my hair is okay and I don't make any mistakes in my speaking. But then I decided, no, why not? So it's not the point in communicating at all. I need to encourage my students to communicate, and to be able to do that, I have to take the risk as well. So I've noticed that it's a good idea, for example, at the beginning of the course, to send them a message via MailVu, for example. And when they get my message and they see me there, they reply to my message, and that makes it easier for them to start using it. I started to use the Tokbox program. It was, I think, a year ago. I was really pleased with the program. It was easy to use. Just recorded your message of 10 minutes maximum and send it to the teacher or the students. But then all of a sudden, they changed the program. It wasn't a video mail program anymore, but it became a video conference program, and it changed everything. I couldn't use it anymore. So I had to find an alternative for the Tokbox program. And I found this MailVu program, which was just as easy to use, maybe even easier or better. And then I was able to use this Tokbox for other purposes. And compared to MailVu program, Tokbox, there is this difference that you need to create an account. When you use MailVu, you just go to the page, this MailVu site, start recording the message, and that's that. You are not bound to be at some place at some time. You can record your messages whenever you feel like recording them. But with the Tokbox program, you need to be with students at the same time at the computer. But there are many exercise types and situations where you need to communicate with other students. With the Tokbox, I've found it good that you are able to collect some students online at the same time, and they talk with each other. And I can be there to help them, to lead them, give them instructions. Of course, there are some challenges. First of all, the idea that the students need to show their faces. They need to send messages where they are recorded with a webcam. That's something that many students find a big step. Usually when they do their first recording and send it and get the feedback, they notice that, okay, it wasn't that serious, you can do it. Then technical limitations. Not all students have a webcam. Most laptops nowadays, they have inbuilt webcam, but not every computer has it. sound card nowadays isn't a problem anymore. And then of course, not everyone is able to use these programs. Sometimes there are technical problems. Our students don't know how to use these programs, even though I give them instructions and try to help, but still. In addition to some technical problems that may occur, there is this thing that how you get the students at the same time at the computer. Our students study in different parts of the world, and people work at different times, shift work and so on. These tools have made it possible for students to practice their speaking skills in many different ways. So the course material and things you do during the course, it's much more versatile than it was before. Especially in Finland, many students find it really hard to start speaking English, and now we have been able to give them chances to speak, and that's something that's really, really important. And these tools have brought the teacher and students closer together. So the teacher isn't anymore just some name who gives feedback, but the teacher is also a living person with whom you can communicate, and it's easier for you to approach your teacher with different questions or problems, and that's something that is quite important.